This is Racer Radio on AM 1170 The Answer. If it's a car, motorcycle, boat, or anything else with an engine in San Diego, it's on Racer Radio. Now, here's your host, Dave Stahl.
It's time for our favorite segment, Racer Radio.
Brought to you by El Cajon Ford, where nobody, absolutely nobody, treats you better than El Cajon Ford, 1595 East Main Street in El Cajon. Go to elcajonford.com, elcajonford.com. When you do, tell them the gang at Racer Radio sent you. Well, hey, we got Dirt Dude in the house. He kind of cruised in here a little early, and you brought a special guest who's not with us at this moment, but he will be shortly, so...
He just stepped out. He's going to be coming back in. How you doing, Dave? Hi, Michelle. Thanks so much for having us on here.
Well, hey, we're happy to have you.
Absolutely.
Our season ended, so we still have a lot going on, actually, today. I know my favorite person, Brittany, is out doing the Dwarf Car Banquet right now. They had that earlier today going. I think it started like 2, so they're probably still going. So she might be listening. She might not be, but I got to thank Brittany. She does so much work for, I guess she's like my personal assistant now, because she's been doing a lot of setup for us, plus, everything she helps out around the track and, doing all her dwarf car racing too, plus a teacher full-time and everything like that.
It's
and
what it takes.
Those trophies.
Yeah.
Her family makes the trophies. That's amazing.
And you're having your banquet in the middle of the day on a Sunday?
The dwarf cars are. That's just a dwarf car class. Those guys get together and they're having a potluck. But we're having our normal driver's banquet will be January 12th or 13th, I think, like that. Okay. So at the beginning of the year,
we'll have to get tickets.
Our big normal trophy award banquet.
All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure we're on the list.
All you got to do is write a check. Hey, so tell us about who's this hot shoe you brought in.
So today we have Michael Thing in here, Michael the Wild Thing, and he's been racing in a track we'll let him explain how long he's been racing, give us his age. How you doing, Michael?
Good, how are you?
Good, man.
All right. So start off with, how old are you?
I'm 13 years old.
Oh, my God, you're an old guy already. Jeez. What class do you run?
I used to run the junior sprints, and now I'm running the pony. And now we're practicing the mod, so hopefully we can get into that.
Oh, so you're moving right up the old ladder, huh?
Yes, sir.
Who's helping you get there?
My dad and Dennis Taylor and all my sponsors, and they've been helping me out so much, and they finally got me a car, and hopefully we can run it up with them.
Well, go ahead. Who are those sponsors? Let's talk about these guys for a second.
I want to thank Mike Thing Wheel Drilling, because it's my dad's company, and he helps me so much. And Dennis Taylor, he's my mechanic, and he helps me a lot working on all the cars and gets them running really good for me. East County Metals, they give me all the metal after we damage some bumpers or something, so they give me a lot of good stuff, so gotta thank them.
You've had a little more than just bumper damage so far this season. This is actually your 2017 Junior Sprint champion for Brona Speedway that we have sitting here talking with us. Plus now he's also in a pony stock, and a couple races ago ended up taking over in turn 3 and going on the key rail on the roof and then wiping the whole car out, and that's why he's so happy. Dennis Taylor, one of our racers, pony stock racer, cut the car apart, put it all back together, and was back out there the next race. So 2 weeks they cut that car apart, put it all back together. Dennis Taylor, is a phenomenal racer because he's raced everything else too, and he's got Michael Thing underneath his wing. He's trying to show him where to go with all these cars too.
So did you start in the junior sprints? Did you go kart, or did you do anything else besides this?
Yeah, I actually started when I was 5 years old and in a mini dwarf. And that's how I all started. I just saw my dad racing, and I was about 4 years old, and I told him I wanted a car, and he bought me one, and started then.
Geez, let me guess. I bet your grades have to be good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you have to do all your hobbies, have to do all your chores. Did they make you work on the car yet?
Oh, yeah. A lot.
And that's probably what you enjoy, don't you, really?
Yeah, because I get to learn how to work on my own car and set it up myself.
Right. Because you can't talk to anybody. If you come in and there's something wrong with it and you need to tell your crew chief, you can't tell them if you don't know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, so sometimes I can set it up myself if I think that maybe tire pressure, stagger, or something like that can help me out a lot.
And the key to that is seat time.
Yeah.
Seat time, seat time, seat time, seat time. The more you drive, the more you know, right?
Yes, sir.
Excellently. So you plan on making this possibly a career, maybe?
Yeah, hopefully we can make it to the NASCAR races.
Well, Wild Thing, that's a perfect name to have. Everybody's got to have a moniker, so So you're at least in the right, going in the right direction.
Yep.
Now, of course, school's got to follow in behind. So are you doing it? Are you going to go to college? Or are you going to go to a trade school? You're going to learn to work with your hands.
I'm not sure. I was thinking about going to college, maybe going to like a modified school or something like that, and learning about how to work on the cars and stuff.
Engineering, get some engineering degrees. You know, another one too is learn how. Unless you probably already know how to weld. You figured out how to weld yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you already did. I'm a splatter bum. You know, if you look it up in the book, that's my picture.
I could throw down some nice bubble gum, man.
Hey,
really,
dude.
really.
Hey, when I was in the Army, if it didn't fit, you welded it. Yeah, it was just simple. I mean, if it was a square peg going into a round hole, you just welded it. It never fell off.
Well, I'm happy Michael came back out because he played hooky for a while. He went and did dirt bike racing, so that's another thing he had on his schedule. And I always like to see when they come back in and get back into a cage. It's a lot safer in a car rather than on a bike.
Right.
But his whole family's behind us. His mom sang our national anthem. His sister sang our national anthem. She raced at our track. Right. Michael now, like I said, going from all the junior cars and then moving up to the big tracks. And then Mike putting everything together and keeping the family going, man. That's a big task.
Yeah, but I bet you it's a lot of fun, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I mean, sure, it's work. You got to get up and you got to do. I mean, but it's still. I think if you looked at a lot of other families around that are not in motorsports, definitely not having as much fun as you guys are.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for that. So.
Right. Exactly. What school you go to?
I go to Pine Valley Academy.
Oh, so you're out there by me.
Yep.
I'm in Alpine. Love it out there. I wouldn't come back for nothing except for the gas bill. But we're not going to go there.
Do you do any simulator training?
Yeah, I have a video game actually. It's not as real because just it doesn't feel like you're going fast, but it gets me training, I guess.
You and I are on the same page. I mean, I've been in a $250,000 F1 simulator. Now it scared the snot out of me. I got to admit, it was like 35 feet in the air. And it's strictly for F1. These guys called Gruden. They make them strictly for F1. They let me try it one time. But there's nothing like being in the car, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially on dirt, because they have simulators for dirt.
Yeah, I just have a video game. It's like NASCAR in the Camping World or something like that.
Oh, I got you. So,
yeah. So they have a little dirt on that.
So is that what maybe your next Christmas present might be, a full-blown simulator?
Hopefully.
That's getting big now because I've seen a lot of people that are going like full simulator. They don't have the whole like motion where you can actually feel it, but you have like 3 or 4 screens in front of you and the wheel and all the controls are pretty much the same.
My brother is a fanatic. He's 60-something years old, and he eats, sleeps, and drinks his simulator. And he doesn't have the really good cockpit type, where you're actually in the car. He's just got, I don't know what he's got, but he sends me texts. Hey, I won this race. I go, pfft.
Well, you were out at SEMA. Austin Barnes set fast time out there and had the fastest time the whole time out there for the simulator that was out there.
Yeah, I'm just not a simulator kind of guy. I'm sorry. It's just, have you done simulators?
Not that much. I did a helicopter simulator, which is the best thing I've ever did, but that was through the Navy.
Well, yeah,
that was like the realest thing.
Randy Waitman's got some pretty good simulators.
Yeah.
That's Randy?
No, sir.
Yeah, well, every time he crashes a car, he turns it into a simulator. So he's got lots of simulators. What's he got, 3 or 4 at least?
That's, I heard he had 3 in his semi that he went around and doing like fairs and stuff like that. Yeah. Every time there's a motorcycle event or a auto event, he was bringing his simulators. Have you heard of a group called Western States Racer Expo?
No.
It'll be February
24th and 25th at Pomona Fairplex.
Yeah, you guys ought to mark that on your calendar. And what it is Sandy Woolridge got together a bunch of engine builders, suspension, oil, gas. We go up and we do 3 hours of radio, and it's strictly for kids to teach them all about this industry. Because she would sit in the stands and she'd see these cars go by and she could tell that the setup wasn't right. Well, they didn't know anything about setup, so she put this little seminar thing together. So Western States Racer Expo.
Right, and Lake Speed Jr. is a speaker.
Yeah.
He's a NASCAR driver.
So
they have a whole bunch of people who are professional, experts on tuning.
It's a good 2 days.
Everything.
It's a good 2 days. Of nothing but education. And like I said, we interview people, just to give them kind of like what we're doing with you here today.
Yeah.
What we need to do before you guys leave, though, we got to get you lined up. Since the season's over, you got a new car for next year?
Oh, yeah.
Got it all painted?
Not yet.
Well, when you get it all painted and got all your decals on it, then give me a scream, and then we'll have you bring it to KUSI to kick off the the season. And what's our win-loss rate right now?
All right. We've got 4 out of 5 race car drivers who've called into our show have gone on to win their championships, and this is in the last month or so.
Yeah. So next season, you got to start calling us towards the end, and hopefully you'll get yourself a championship.
Yeah.
Well, he's also got a fairly new one that he had built that he has for sale now too. So the Junior Sprint, you only had 3 or 4 races in that. You sold it already? That must have been a good deal because that thing was nice.
Who you got? You anybody calling in the next 15 minutes?
We were just going to come in and hang out
well,
with
then you stole that first 15 minutes. That typical guy, that dirt dude. I don't know.
You can let me thank my friends and stuff. I can do that in the next 15 minutes.
I think I might take back that signed Sebastian Bourdais thing.
Good luck with that.
It's
I think you'll bring back a bloody stub. All right, hey, let's take a quick break. This is Racer Radio right here on AM 1170.
The Answer.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is Racer Radio right here on AM 1170.
That's Dave, and I'm Michelle.
Hey, Barona Circle Track, that's who sponsors this segment. www.baronaspeedway.com, baronaspeedway.com, located at 1750 Wildcat Canyon Road. They're not racing right now, but if you stay on the baronaspeedway.com website, you never know what may show up. Dirt Dude's in the house, and he brought with us a junior champion, and he is Michael Thing, and Michael has done quite well for himself, thanks to his family, racing him all over the place, teaching him how to become a race driver. So, Michael, you moved off into motorcycles. What was it, dirt bikes?
Yeah.
Any particular reason? Just because you thought, what the hey?
Well, it was I tried it before, race cars and stuff like that. But
I gotcha.
I liked it a lot, and I liked it a little bit better than race cars until I got hurt.
I was just gonna say, have you fallen yet?
Yes, I have a lot.
Doesn't that hurt?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, a lot. So
Brittany said, with age comes cage.
yeah, okay, well, yeah. I had the same incident in January.
You got to 13.
Yeah, and I'm way older than you, and I'm out there. Yeah, and I had to be thrown into the ground and break a few things before I
that's
realized.
Because you're Dave Stahl.
Yeah, but that's
Well,
okay.
when you see most motocross guys getting into like racing now, you know that they're getting off the bike because it doesn't work for them anymore.
No.
And then maybe they got married, and the wife said, yeah, it's
Well, it's so hard to roll out of bed in the morning. You know, you got like 3 broken hips replaced and like every screw and pin inside your body, and it's way hard to get up in the morning, and it's all jacked up.
Yeah.
So you're going into a Pinto, right?
Yeah, I'm going into modified now.
Oh, okay.
He has the Pinto. He's already been running the Pinto.
Because you know who else has got one is Austin Edwards.
Yes, that's right.
He's got 2 of them.
That's right.
And he runs. You know Austin?
No.
Yeah, he runs up in
Madera.
Madera mainly, and he's got the same kind of family.
Yeah.
Supporting the out of him,
just
and
like
he's
you
out there.
guys.
He's about your age. He's out there working on the car, trying to get it ready.
He
But
came all the way down from Kern County to do radio and TV.
he'll do it every time.
Yeah.
He loves it. He
You
gets out.
haven't done much asphalt, have you?
No, I haven't done asphalt at all.
Yeah, you stick strictly dirt.
Well, I would stay with dirt for now. I mean, there's no reason for you to go to asphalt because there's nothing around town or around this area that's going to give you what you need. I mean, unless you went back east and even then, I'd stay with the dirt because every race car driver that I've ever seen that's made it to NASCAR and done well started on dirt. There's something about having that dirt talent that you look at drivers that have never been on dirt, and you can tell that they've never been on dirt because they usually end up in the wall or.
Yeah.
They like a really tight car. They don't like the back end to come loose on them. If you can tell a dirt racer because they want the back end loose. They want that back end to come around because they know that's how they can handle it the most.
Right. Well, you can feel the edge when the tail's coming around more so than the thing just snapping on you.
I mean, Jimmy Johnson, he did off-road racing for the longest time, and he can wheel. Robbie Gordon. Look, Robbie Gordon went to the grass sideways in a couple different tracks, and you're like, he's never going to recover that. Gets into it, hammers it, pulls it right back out.
Robbie Gordon only knows one thing, and that's put the foot all the way to the headlight.
He only knows speed and craziness.
Yeah, he doesn't know off. He knows on. He doesn't know off.
Oh, man.
The only time he gets turned off is when he hits something that causes him to be turned off.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be that kind of driver.
No.
Do you ever have at your age any kind of like? Do you ever get overly excited and overdrive?
You could, but I don't. I kind of handle that sometimes because just I know that I won't drive as good if I get nervous like that, and the adrenaline kind of gets into
So
you.
you have to really work on it sometimes?
Yeah, it took a lot of effort for that. It took me a long time to get used to it, but now it's fine now.
Yeah, and smooth is fast. If you
Yeah.
can be... I ride with people sometimes on press events that I go on. You ever hear of a guy by the name of Tommy Kendall?
No.
And he's kind of on the tail end of his racing career, and he took me out in a Viper GTS. Oh, my goodness. My neck was hurting there was no reason for him to drive the car the way he was driving it. I mean, he was throwing it here and throwing it there, and fast is slow. Smooth is fast. I mean, it's just that simple. Sometimes slow is even faster.
Yeah.
Well, you seem to stay calm all the time. Like right after you rolled that Pinto, I got out on the track and got to you, and you're just like, yeah, man, it went over pretty well. You're just like calm, cool, collected. I was like, wow.
Didn't bother you, did it?
No, I was shocked. That's why.
What? Oh, because you weren't expecting to go over?
No, I was going to hit the wall and bounce off, and I rode up the wall instead. So
Oh, okay.
But you didn't. It didn't freak you out, right?
a little bit
Did it?
after I thought about it, I was like, whew, that could have been bad.
Yeah, I know.
But you were totally calm when I was talking to you. Like, yeah, man, I just didn't know that was going to happen like that.
Yeah.
Well, there's not a lot you can do about it, right?
No, I mean, I don't know. I just
Did you land on your roof or on the tires?
on the side
Oh, okay. So, driver or passenger?
passenger.
Yeah, so you're looking down. Now what am I going to do?
That's a fun one to crawl out of because you got that big drop to go down all the way to the passenger side.
Well, you knew not to release the belts until you were ready, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Trust me, you'd be surprised how many people get upside down or
Right.
get on their side, and in the adrenaline rush, they crack loose the belts. Next thing you know, they hurt themselves harder in the car than they would have if they rolled it over.
Yeah, you pull the ripcord for the chute, and there's nothing there to drop to stop you from dropping.
You just hear this big thud.
Derp.
Yeah.
So what's the plans for the off season?
I practice the modified mainly because that's going to be the class that's going to be my main to go around the world and hopefully get us a few championships in that class and
Wow.
see what we can do. Get some sponsors. We need a lot of sponsors.
Right.
If you're going to travel around the world,
Yeah.
yeah. What tracks do you have in mind?
Well, I want to practice at Cocopah and hopefully race there. And while we get good there, we can go out to maybe Vegas or something a little bit bigger and work our way up.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You ever go to Paris?
I seen it, but I never been there.
Yeah, it's a pretty good sized track, half mile. Then they have the inner track. I think it's a quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
They can do a quarter. Plus, they do go-kart track
Yeah,
on
they
the
do all
inside. They
kinds
do
of
the
crazy stuff. But that's a fast track. That thing when you're, yeah, that thing's good. In fact, the Oval Nationals are coming up next weekend.
Yeah.
You gonna go up to those?
And probably not.
Yeah.
That and then what's the dirt series out in Vegas that's coming up? That's the big Vegas, modified race, dirt series or dirt challenge, Duel in Desert. That's it.
Duel in the Desert.
They'll
that's
get
it.
probably 200 modifieds out there for that. And I know a few guys. Steve Bam Bam's going out there. I think
course.
Royce is going to go out there. So we got a lot of local drivers that are going to go try that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you're going, but he doesn't know. Oh. Guess what? It's not a surprise. It was for your birthday, but now give it up.
Right,
So
right. Exactly.
thanks to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else do you want to destroy today?
That is a cool show, though. I mean, you see a lot of modifieds from all over, everywhere in like the West Coast. A lot of farmers are shutting down now for winter, so they're out. They're coming.
Yeah,
to
they
the
got
West
nothing
Coast.
else to do.
What they do is they pack up for the winter, pack up a couple cars, a bunch of motors, and they'll come out here. And like Cocopah is running their winter series, and they'd have these guys come out, Kansas, stuff like that. There's nothing for them to do. They're going to come out here and they're going to run
Sure.
all during the desert, all during the winter.
Back there, they run 5 days a week sometimes.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to have a Tuesday or Wednesday night
Right.
race.
And
Like,
here,
really?
we're lucky if we can get every other week,
On the weekend.
On the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a rumor that someone was going to rent Verona for a motorcycle race. Did you find out anything more about that?
They had it last night. They called me and asked me how my sound booth worked, and I'm like, well, I have my sound booth with me. I keep my microphone with me, but I told them there's a couple other ones. I guess they had a flat track or a motorcycle club that rented the track for that weekend, for the day.
Oh,
Well,
so
wait
it's
a minute.
kind of-
Wasn't that part of the Ivy League? What was that? No, there was another on the drag strip. Wasn't there a 2-day event going on up there this weekend? Now that I think about it.
I have no clue because they didn't clue me in. They just said
didn't
this
tell
we're
you.
going to have going on.
Seems to me like there was something going on up there
They
with
didn't
the
tell
Ivy
us
League.
either.
I
If
guess
there
they
was-
brought their own announcer or something like that because they're like, we might have you come up and work for this show. And I'm like, okay, well, let me know. And
Yeah.
they called me up. I'm like, they're trying to figure out how to turn my soundboard on. I'm like, you can turn it all on. I have the microphone with me, though. So
So it's not going to do you a whole lot of good.
Oh.
Oh, well, no big deal.
Okay, so there's nothing else coming up.
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about that.
No, there's nothing else coming up. Like I said, we're done pretty much now for our season. A lot of our drivers are going to be going to Kokopah because that's basically starting their winter series. Our street stocks and our pure stocks, they have a big race out there. And if any one of our pures can beat the other, what they call the hobby stocks out there, they're going to give them $100 to win
Woo.
on top of the normal $100 that they would get. And then I think there's some other people that are kicking in. So it's basically if our pure stocks can go out there and do pretty good, they could get a chance to get some money.
Ah, there you go.
And that's all in November.
Uh-huh.
Usually the season winds down right about
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
yeah.
because that's where everyone's doing all their turkey classics and everything's going on for Thanksgiving. Then after that, December you're pretty slow. January. then
So,
kick back
Michael,
in.
here's what you got to do now. Now that you've been on radio, when you get home and you put your proposal together for sponsorship, you're allowed to use KCBQ AM 1170 as one of your outlets. And even though you haven't been on TV yet, don't worry about it. And you can put KUSI TV. It may not sound like a lot, but I guarantee you all the other drivers that you know don't have that ability because they haven't been here yet. So take advantage of it. So
All
when
right.
you do talk to a sponsor and say, by the way, sir, if you do sponsor me, I can get you on the #1 watch morning show in San Diego, and it goes all over because it's on the internet and all that jazz too. So don't hesitate because nowadays everybody's trying to talk to a sponsor and it's telling to this gentleman, hey, I need you to sponsor my car. Give me $100. I'll put your sticker on my car. Stickers are great, but you know what? TV and radio, that's the future for you. All right, we're going to take a small break. Sounds like Scott Delosio is in the wings. So this is Racer Radio. I'm Dave,
And I'm Michelle.
and this is AM 1170.
The answer.
All right, folks. Hey, welcome back to Racer Radio right here on AM 1170.
The answer.
This segment brought to you by Paris Auto Speedway. Paris Auto Speedway located up in Paris, California. Go to ParisAutoSpeedway.com, ParisAutoSpeedway.com. Get the schedule of what's going on and hear all the great things about that track. And if you ever have an opportunity, you need to go up there. Scott Delosio is the announcer. This seems like the announcer show. We've got Dirt Dude in. Now we got Scott Delosio. Hey,
right.
Scott. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing? I decided to call into the Jerry Brown fan club.
Don't even start with me. Hey, go to reformcalifornia.org and sign up to try to stop this 12-cent gas hike.
Right, reformcalifornia.org.
Thank you,
yeah,
sir.
I agree fully.
It's going to a good
That's
cause, right? The bullet train.
Yeah, don't even
It goes to
start.
Fresno.
No.
Come on, that's a good
Don't
cause.
start.
Who
Don't
wants
get
to go to
started about that
Fresno?
waste of money.
No, don't either.
Yeah.
No. Hey, by the way, Scott, just
98% of the people are against it. 99% will never ride on the damn thing.
thank
That's
you very
right.
much.
Not us.
By the way, we got Michael Thing in the house. You may not know that name, but if you keep your eyes open, he may show up at a track you work at. He's just he got junior championship this season, so he's up and coming. He's getting into a modified, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So,
Oh, cool.
so Scott, what's
Forward
kicking?
to it. We close the season this weekend. We run the Oval Nationals, the 22nd annual Budweiser Oval Nationals, presented by All Coast Construction. If you're a sprint car fan, this is the biggest traditional sprint car race on the face of the earth. It's 3 nights, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And it's the USAC National guys from the Midwest against our USAC CRA guys from here on the West Coast. And I know you're coming this time, right?
Yes. Now, if I'm coming, if Michelle and I are coming, what's the best day? Thursday, Friday, or Saturday?
Well, Saturday's the main event. In addition, this year on Saturday, Yamaha's going to debut their car. We're going to have a couple exhibition races, heat race in the main event. Yamaha has a brand new dirt car. It's a Yamaha, I think it's R1DT is what it's called. And this is going to be their worldwide debut of those cars. And it's going to have drivers from a bunch of different disciplines are going to take place. The $1 Million Man, Donnie Moran, the old late model driver, he's out of the somewhere down south is going to be there. AMA Motorcycle Star, Sammy Halbert's going to be in one. I forget the lady's name. It was just on the tip of my tongue. An ARCA driver, Natalie, and I forget her last name right now. I apologize to her for that. Corey Cruzman's going to drive one, so that's going to be on Saturday night. That's going to be a great part of the show. But this is sprint car heaven. If you want to come out and see sprint cars, all 3 nights are good because the first 2 nights they're just trying to get to one of the top 6 spots at the end of the last night. But the last night's when the money's on the line, the big money. It's $25,000 to win the race.
Cool.
Hey,
Any
Scott.
sprint car money, that's like $1 million to win the Daytona 500.
No kidding.
Hey, I heard you guys are going to open up practice on Wednesday. Is that true?
Yeah, it's every Wednesday. Every year, the Oval Nationals is practice on Wednesday for Oval Nationals cars only. And it's free for fans in the grandstands. There's
Nice.
$2 beer, $2 soda, $2 pizza.
Wow.
And you normally see every out-of-town car there practice.
Uh-oh.
The local guys, not all of them show up for that because they get so many laps on the racetrack, but you see all the national guys will be there practicing.
That might be
You can't beat that.
that might be. Is that the same thing as the NHRA thing?
That's the same weekend as NHRA at Pomona.
Well,
But, that's during we can go during the day.
no, we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll go to NHRA in the morning. We'll go to Paris in the afternoon.
That's right. What time do your pits open, Scott, on Saturday?
It's open like at 2 o'clock. Racing starts every night. At least Thursday and Friday, racing starts at 7. It may start at 6 or 6:30 on Saturday. So Pomona's done, long before we get going.
Yeah.
And you're only, I live like 5 miles from Fairplex. You're only like 35 minutes away from the racetrack.
Oh, well, that's a piece of cake.
Oh, so we're doing a double header.
Yep, we'll do a doubleheader.
There you go.
Do you need a driver? I'm willing to drive if you guys need a driver.
A driver
We
to
do.
drive us or a driver to race?
A driver to drive you guys. I'll be your personal attendant for the day.
I'm sure if we talk to Scott really nice, he could put your name on the back pit.
The
Clipboard.
stepchild he doesn't want to have.
Right, Scotty?
He'll be on your list. Put it like that. He'll be in with your group.
There you go. Put him in with my group.
So we
Yeah.
have to babysit him.
No. Because, do you want to go? Seriously?
Oh, dude, I'd go. Yeah.
All right, we can go. Because I always drive up by myself. So.
And Michelle, you're already up there, right?
She's
Yeah, so
halfway.
I meet you guys there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think my press car next week is a Ford F-350 dually.
Ooh, nice.
So I may want to use something else. What do you think?
That'd be nice to roll around in.
Yeah, I know. So how many years? What's the year count on this? The Oval
This is the
Nationals.
22nd year.
22nd. Okay, I couldn't
We
remember.
started back in 96 was the first one. And it was 2 nights. And, it was just a big race. And ever since that time, it's just grown and grown in stature around the country. This is one of the, how can you put it? This is one of the races you want to win.
Oh yeah.
It pays more money, but just the prestige with it. And part of the whole deal is, you go win a big race or a race somewhere else where it's one night, but there's other races in the country like this. There's a handful. You have to race all 3 nights. You don't get a night off. You can't screw up, and totally mess up and expect to win this. You have to race all 3 nights. We had now the best story with this whole deal. My favorite, somebody was asking me this yesterday, your favorite Oval Nationals, it was 2 years ago. Brian Clausen, who we lost in that crash
Right.
in Iowa about 15 months ago. Friday night, Oval Nationals main event. He was one of the favorites for the whole deal. He blew an engine. They'd been on the road for a while. That was the only engine they had with them. So he called his buddy in Phoenix. He himself drove overnight, had his crew get some sleep, picked up the engine, drove it all the way back from Phoenix overnight, dropped it off with the crew. He wanted them to be rested. He went and got some rest. He started, I want to say 13th or 14th, and he won the Oval National.
Whoa! Goosebumps. Man.
That's stuff. That's why he's a legend. He wanted it so bad. Most other people, they were out of engines. They would have said, okay, we're done for the weekend. He got right in his truck and drove overnight to Phoenix and drove straight back with that engine. And he won the race. And nobody in the 22 years has deserved to win it more than that guy.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, 9 months later, we lost him in that crash.
Right.
He's always going to be a legend in this deal.
Oh,
And he'll always be part of the show because he was a good guy. He's a great guy.
That's awesome. Well, I tell you what I will do, though. If Dirt Dude does want to go next weekend, I'll email you. Just tell him to put him on my list. And then I don't know about...
I'm turning the list tonight, so I'll just put you down for an extra.
Yeah, I don't know. Michael, you want to go to the Oval Nationals next Saturday?
Sure.
How about Michael and his dad
And his
and his mom? Can you put them on too?
How many are we talking now?
3. And then Dirt Dude is 4.
And you?
And me and Michelle. Yeah.
We'll talk after the show.
Yeah,
What, is it
okay.
going to cost me now? Hey,
All right.
I won't put any more on the list. I'll just put that group.
I guess I'm not your plus one to know.
No, you can go. Yeah, you can go. Brittany just can't go. That's all.
All right.
All right.
Well, hey, how many racers are you actually expecting to show up?
Right now, there's 45 cars entered.
Oh, my
from
goodness.
7 different states, one from New Zealand, or I should say a driver from New Zealand. So, push comes to shove. They ran the last 2 nights in Arizona. I think everybody pretty much survived with their equipment. So everybody who was pre-entered from there should be there. Usually, inevitably you pick up 1 or 2 extra, and you lose 1 or 2 along the way. So there should be right around 45 cars.
Wow.
And 24 make the show, 22 without provisionals.
Gotcha.
So you got a bunch of really good race drivers around the country, and a bunch of them are going to be sitting in the holler, watching the main from there because they're not going to make it on every night.
Right. Exactly.
Wow, it's really competitive then.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the biggest pain. It's the biggest pain race of the year, isn't it?
I think for the USAC series, I believe it is. I mean, you get the other sprint car races around the country, like a lot of the outlaw races. The Knoxville Nationals pays over $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
But for traditional sprint cars, and when I say traditional, I mean cars without wings, the way sprint cars were made to be raced. Don't get me started on that. In this series, I believe the highest paying race. The purse is over $100,000. That's over 107 total. It's $5,000 to win Thursday, $5,000 to win Friday, $25,000 to win Saturday. They upped the Mike Grosswent from All Coast Construction, just upped the what we call the Tony Jones Hard Charger Award from $1,000 to $2,000 for this year, and that's the guy who passes the most cars in the main event. And we used to do it just on Saturday night. The guy got $1,000. Tony Jones, who won the race back in 2000, got an idea. He goes, let's break it down so more guys have a shot. So whoever passes the most cars Thursday gets $500. Guy who passes the most cars Friday gets $500. Guy who passes the most cars Saturday gets $500. And we add them all together and see who's passed the most cars total all those nights, and he gets another $500.
Wow.
So inevitably, you could be a guy who didn't pass the most cars on any one of those nights. You could still get $500.
Interesting. Wow, that's a great idea. Who came up with that?
Well, the hard charge has been around for decades.
Gotcha.
But, Tony Jones, like I say, he just thought he wanted a chance for more guys to get part of the money. And he came up with the idea. I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a phenomenal idea.
Hey, do you think you're going to do the national anthem thing on the straightaway where all the drivers are out until the national anthem is finished?
I don't know if we're going to do that this race, but I'll clue you in. I think it's going to be done every single race next year.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Great idea. So
that went over really well.
I bet. Okay, ticket prices for people that want to go.
Check them out online. I don't have them right in front of me. You can go to ParisAutoSpeedway.com and I'm at a restaurant. That's why.
What are you, an announcer?
He's at a rest stop.
I sent you a picture.
What are you? Yes, you did. Thank you very much. I should have known when I got that picture.
Did you get an autograph picture?
All right,
No, it's a
Googling
picture of the schedule.
it. All right.
I send you a picture of some food from the restaurant just about 15 minutes ago. But go online to ParisAutoSpeedway.com and there's a thing that says tickets.
Going right
So just
now.
Click on the ticket icon, and it gives you a breakdown for every night and also for all 3-night pass.
Hey, are you doing another turkey night thing with another track?
Yeah, I'm up at Ventura Thanksgiving night and the night before as well.
Busy man.
Turkey night, this will be the 6th straight year I've done that, I think, and I'm just glad that the promoter decided to call me again to do it because that's just an honor to be able to do a race like that.
Hey,
It's been around. This is the 77th year of that thing, so.
Hey, so when are you going to do an announcer school? Because we're going to chip in and send Dirt Dude.
Well, put it like this. If you want an announcer school, I'd be the last person I'd send.
No, we just love giving Dirt Dude a hard time. Yeah, he works really hard at Barona, and he does a stellar job. He just wish he had a little bit better
I hear him
equipment.
on the videos. He sounds great.
Yeah, he has to carry his microphone in his pocket. That's how insecure he is.
No, I'm ready to travel, man. I can bust out shop right here, right now.
I love it. I love it.
So pricing, I looked it up, and it's child 6 through 12 are $10, adults $30.
There you go.
That's your
That's for
general
Saturday?
admission. Yeah.
Is that for Saturday? Because they're different prices.
Oh,
for the
sorry,
three
that's
nights.
for Thursday.
See, she messed it up.
Okay.
She's in training.
Okay, I don't know.
Really,
Here
if
comes
you
the
want
boss.
to go,
Here comes the
Here
boss.
comes the
if
boss.
you want to go on the cheap plan, Wednesday's the best day
'Cause
to
that's
go.
free.
It's free.
Well, yeah,
$2 pizza and beer.
but you're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
want to see. You're gonna want to see the end.
Yeah,
wanna
but I
see
mean,
the-
if you do like the last day and then the Wednesday,
Well,
you can
that's
actually
true,
make a
too.
nice little package out of it.
That sounds good. Yeah. Okay. So child reserved for Saturday is $35 per ticket. Adult reserved is $90.
there you go.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right.
I think that's
support.
the 3-day pass.
Yeah, I think that's a 3-day pass too.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Just go to the website,
3-day
folks.
pass.
Don't rely on us.
Okay.
Just say you know Scott. You know.
There you go. That's what
Yeah.
will take care
Tell
of
him
it.
you want the back list.
All right, buddy. Hey,
Yeah, you say that, and you know what they're going to say. That's the guy we fired last night.
that's exactly right. Hey, Chuck Becker is on the line, so he's going to call in and chat. You can go or you can stay, whatever you want to do.
Well, I'm going back to eating right now. Tell Chuck I said hi. And by the way, he won a championship last week, so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a week after he was on your show.
Of course.
I know.
We're 4 out of 5 right now of guys winning championships after calling in. So we're starting something, son. We're starting something. All right. Hey, we'll see you next Saturday night. So enjoy your dinner, hug the wife, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks,
Sounds good.
Scott.
We'll have hopefully the winner of the race call you next Sunday.
Can't wait.
All
All
right.
right, folks.
Thanks, Scott.
Paris Auto Speedway, ParisAutoSpeedway.com. All right, we're going to take a small break. We come back. Chuck Becker,
Becker.
Paris Auto Speedway 2017 season champ, IMCA 2016 champ. He's just repeating it over and over and over. We'll be right back. I'm Dave.
I'm Michelle.
This is AM 1170.
The answer.
All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. This is Racer Radio right here on AM 1170. The answer. We have got a special. This segment's brought to you by Certified Car Clinic. If you are building a hot rod or maybe even a race car and you need to do a dyno, Certified Car Care set up to do pretty high horsepower cars. Just take a run over there, certifiedcarcare.net, certifiedcarcare.net. Tell them you heard it right here on Racer Radio for a nice little discount. Hey, we got Chuck Becker on the line. Hey, Chuck, how's it going, buddy?
It's going fantastic. Dave, Michelle, how
Hey.
you guys doing? You guys are awesome for farmers.
Well, hey, and we just have the magic touch.
That's right.
don't we?
Congratulations. We're 4 out of 5. You happen to be one of our winners, and we can't be happier enough to know that you pulled that one out. So how much fun was it that night?
You know what? It was actually a lot of work. I was exhausted by the end of the race. The car was extremely tight, but so I had to work even harder. But I knew who I had to beat. I knew what I had to do, and it just kind of worked out for me.
Wow. Who were you after?
it was
Who'd you
good.
have to beat?
I had to beat Stephen Fangmeyer
Bam Bam.
and Kevin Hawking and Tim LeBrake. Wow. And Stephen Fangmeyer seemed to have a little bit of bad luck at the beginning, but oh well.
Oh, hey, that's part of. In fact, we've been talking with Michael Thing. How old are you, Michael?
I'm 13 years old.
13 years old, and you were champion last season.
Yeah.
Junior champion
This season.
This season.
Yeah, this ending season.
So he's going to be chasing you here pretty soon, Chuck. So be prepared.
Yeah, watch it.
Probably
Watch
go right
for
on by me, but congratulations, Michael.
Watch for that
Thank
Pinto.
Yeah. Well, he's not in the Pinto now.
No.
He's not in the Pinto. You're going to a modified, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. So he's. In fact, I'm going to bring him up to Paris Auto Speedway for the Oval Nationals. You guys have never been, right?
No.
Yeah, so they've never been before. You think that'd be a good way to get them more juiced up about racing? Yeah.
That is the biggest race on the West Coast all year.
Yeah.
That, as far as I'm concerned, if that's the one. If you're going to pick one race a year to go to, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, we looked up the Saturday pricing just to follow up because in our last segment we got a little goofed up on it. It's the same as the Thursday pricing. Kids 6 to 10.
What's this we?
$10.
Do you see
I'm
going to
keep going.
Where's this we?
Adults 35.
Okay.
So
Bingo.
PAS.com.
That's right. So you're racing, of course, right? Chuck?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not running. I'm too old and I get beat up too much in the car anymore.
Well, plus he's got his
Oh
trophy.
he'll be sitting in the luxuries booth taking autographs.
Going,
I'll be sitting up there behind Scott.
Good. I can't even get up there. Are you kidding?
Well, I'm meaning behind Scott, meaning like behind the bleachers.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. So what's your plan for next season?
Honestly, I'm not positive yet. And there's a couple things that we got to take care of first. First and foremost, my health.
Mm-hmm.
But we can get into that some other time.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on what happens there, we'll move forward and see and put like every year. You do the best you can. You try to stay consistent. You try to run competitive. Put yourself in a situation, and then hope for the best.
Right. Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. So now that you won the championship, I promised you if you did, you will bring the car and you and your sponsors down to KUSI. So
we will work on that, and I will do the best I can with it as soon as I can.
It's no pressure on our end. It's no pressure at my end. I'll work for you, but I'm just saying it's offered.
My sponsors, oh man, I blew it last time.
I know, that's why I said it.
There's a couple big ones that I forgot. First, Randy Thornell. He builds my engines, and over and above building my engines, he's been a lifelong friend. His entire family, half of our family, and usually if they go race somewhere and I go race somewhere, Sunday morning we spend probably an hour to 2 hours on the phone talking and comparing notes and things on what to do with the cars, because these cars are so temperamental. And we try to work, take notes on everything that we do, and we share these notes, and we try to just, better our programs. This week, his son Blake is going to be running at the Duel in the Desert in Vegas. So I'm really, really looking forward to how well he does up there.
Right. Who was your other big sponsor?
The other one, and it's funny because when I called in, I was actually at the racetrack doing a testing my son's new car, and we were at a test session given by Professional Racers Emporium 2.0, PRE 2.0, which also does the Western States Racers Expo. And this year, it's Shelley Woolridge, and boy, did I catch heck for that. She is doing the Western States Racers Expo, and this coming year, it's February 24th and 25th. It's at the Fairplex in Pomona. And I don't care how long you've been racing or how few years you've been in racing, or if you're even thinking about racing or a spectator and want to learn about racing. There is something that can be learned by anybody of any age, of any amount of experience at this expo.
Yep.
It's absolutely amazing, and the price is I don't even know what it costs this year, but I know that it's only been like $20 or $25 a day. And the knowledge that you gain and the people you get to talk to and the knowledge that they have is priceless.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really the only real forum of this kind that I'm aware of to where a young kid or an older driver can go and sit with all these different people and sit in all these different seminars and just absorb all of this knowledge, because most of the people, in fact, all the people that are teaching the seminars have got more years behind the wheel than most people.
Correct. I had a teacher in high school, and it was one of my best teachers that I've ever had. And the thing that she taught us was, or she gave us our grades according to just showing up. All you had to do to get an A was not miss more than 2 days. Well, if you show up at any place, you're going to learn something.
Right.
Now, if you show up with a good attitude and a pen and a piece of paper and you really want to learn, you're going to learn even more.
Right.
And we're talking about some guys here that are big name, high quality workers that really know their craft. like people from from Shaver Industries, from Driven Oil. There's Lake Speed Junior. I mean, anything. You can learn about shocks, and shocks are huge in racing. There's going to be people for safety. There's going to be people that can teach you how to get sponsors. There's, the whole thing. It's just, it's priceless.
Yeah, and then we'll be there doing 3 hours of radio, doing live interviews with drivers and owners and whoever wants to get on air with us. So that'll be our kind of our contribution, because, you know as well as I do, if you can't talk, there's no sponsors going to talk to you.
Correct. And boy, did I mess that one up a couple weeks ago.
Hey, you're not the first one.
And you won't be the last. All right, pricing on those one-day passes if you're a racer and you want to go to the expo, okay?
You got it.
If you're 9 and under, free. 9 and up, $10 plus a $1.60 fee. And adults, $20 plus a $2.20 fee.
Cool. There you go.
All right?
So you got that
priceless.
one. Yeah, totally priceless.
And you'll get a lot out of that for that price.
Yes. So like Michael there, if he can manage to find his way to that thing, I promise you he will learn something.
So you're planning on being there, I take it?
I am going to try to be there, yes.
All right.
Cool.
Good, because we want to see you there.
As far as I know, there's no reason for me not to, other than just making excuses.
Well, you need some more radio training and talk about your sponsors, so you better be there.
Right.
Oh, schooled.
Dave's,
you're going to have to go to Dave's clinic on that.
Yeah, my little clinic on sponsorships. But no, seriously, once you get yourself settled in, we really would like to have you come to, I know hauling the rig to San Diego is a pain, but consider it staycation and just a thanks to all your sponsors. Invite them. They can come down. And when they come on air, trust me, I'll definitely interview them, give them a chance to talk, and we'll have some fun.
Right. The hardest part for me will be to find a day that, it's because it's on Sunday and that I don't work on Monday, because on Sunday nights I go to work at 12:30 at night.
I could do Saturday.
Ooh,
I could do Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'll work around your schedule. No, it's not hard fast. It's just I thought, a Saturday is not a problem. Come in on a Saturday and you're good to go.
Okay, I did not know that.
Sure.
We can definitely work with something there. That would be awesome.
I look forward to it.
And I can maybe go down and hang out at the beach afterwards.
There you go. Little staycation. Just consider it a staycation. Bring the race trailer.
Right.
Just don't bring the race car. No, I'm only kidding. You have to bring the race
You
car.
have to, yeah.
You got to put that on TV.
And your suit and your helmet and all that.
All right, Chuck. Hey, thank you very, very much for taking time out of your day and calling in. And you sure you got all your sponsors in there now?
Yes, I got all the ones that I didn't miss last time, but I've got A First Impression, Lucas Oil, Carpet Station, Huss Trucking, K&N Filters, Edmore Driveline, Twisted Chassis, and DJ Safety.
All right.
You did good, brother.
Congratulations again, Chuck.
All right, Chuck. Thanks again,
you guys so much.
Hopefully, we'll see you at the Oval Nationals.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be there.
Happy trails.
Happy trails. All right, folks, we're going to take a small break.
Well, yeah, and don't forget to like us on Facebook. We have You Oughta Know page, and we have Racer Radio page on Facebook, and carcentric.net for car reviews and racer news and mini version of the calendar.
Whew, I'm exhausted.
Woo!
All right, Gun Sports Radio coming up next. Stay tuned. AM 1170.
The Answer. Happy trails.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Racer Radio on AM 1170 The Answer is sponsored by Love Radio Network.